Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Chat, my weekly vlog series posted every Monday at lunchtime if you're in the UK, and yes, for once you can actually see me, and I can kind of see myself if I look at this monitor. There's going to be a ever so slight delay between me talking and you hearing because I'm actually using my normal mic rather than the mic built into the webcam I have, because the mic I use is professional class, so the audio quality should be clearer than, say, in my 2000th video when I also used the webcam. So, yep. New year, I'm going to start using my webcam to do proper vlogs. I'm staring into your soul right now. Hello, I'll wave again. Also, it might look like I've got like heaven outside my window right now. It's just really, really bright at the time I'm recording this, which is actually better than it was earlier. It was pitch black because it was massive, massive hailstones just ramming against the window constantly. And it was the same last night actually, so I'm running on very little sleep. So I've probably got, yeah, I can kind of see I've got bags under my eyes. That's from very little sleep. But anyway, I'm trying not to get too apprehensive or nervous about doing this, especially if it's going to be a regular thing. And I think maybe, if this goes well, and please let me know, I will use the webcam for every vlog, once a week. And we'll see how that goes. I guess it's kind of like a New Year's resolution. Oh, I totally forgot to say Happy New Year, if you're into celebrating that kind of thing. I'm not particularly, but I know some people are. We celebrate Hogmanay here in Scotland, which is our version of New Year's Eve. We usually go to, like, say, a ceilidh, which is a drunken night out, I guess, with like Scottish food and bagpipes, etc, etc. We don't really do anything special on New Year's Day. Well, actually no, that's not true. We do first footing, and I'm not sure if that's a British thing or if that's a worldly thing. First footing is you try and be the person who visits someone first. You step foot into their house in the new year before anyone else. So like if I visited my sister's house, I would be first footing if I was the first person there. I don't really get it. I don't know why that's a thing. It just is. It's a tradition. You know, nonsense traditions. So since it's New Year, and I've had very little sleep, I have very little to talk about as well, to be honest. By the time you hear this though, on my website, fliksgamingstuff.com, there will be a write-up, as I do every month, of how my channel did for a particular month compared to the previous month. There's also going to be a 2014 compared to 2013. I think I mentioned this last time, but I'm mentioning it again because it'll definitely be done by the time you hear this. Also, Patreon rewards and whatnot will start happening by the time you hear this, and I'll need to put the list together. So I'll do shout-outs next week. Everything's all looking good? It does. I get nervous because last time I did this, I had the web camera preview in my front monitor and questions and whatnot on my other monitor. I decided to do it the other way this time because I think it's better. It makes it more natural because I'm looking at this monitor more, so I can just look up, look down, look up, look down. And I don't need to look at myself, which is something I'm glad about. What was I saying? Oh right, yep, so Patreon stuff will be next week. Other than that, we have the questions and comments on last week's Let's Chat, and I got a lot of feedback about the question I asked regarding the Borderlands pre-sequel playthrough, which I am very grateful for. It actually gave me some good insights into... Well, we'll get into that when I read out some of the comments. So anyway, I've got the comments here, so if you see me looking in this direction I'm looking now, that's because I'm reading comments. I shouldn't have any reason to look over there unless I get bothered. I almost said buggered, that's something entirely different. Bothered on Skype. So let's go back to the earliest comment. It's Dragonakis, of course, who says, "Use webcam, you're a sexy bastard." Aha. Well, I am. Hello. And then Terravolt said, "Insert Morgan Freeman, he's right, you know." Is that a Morgan Freeman quote? He's right, you know. I don't think so. Anytime I think of Morgan Freeman, I think of "I can smell you," which is nothing Morgan Freeman has ever said. It's just someone who can do a really good impersonation of him said that in a popular YouTube video that I find very, very funny. I can't remember if it was Nanners. I think it's his channel trailer actually. It's one of his friends doing a fantastic Morgan Freeman impersonation while he hunts them in some game where you're like, one person's an invisible monster and the other ones have to kill him. It looks like a fun game actually. Dragonakis also said Maya is awesome. I wanted to show Maya on camera, but I just fed her lunch and she's sodded off now. If I'd recorded this just before that time, you would have had her scratching at me or hopping on my knee, etc. So maybe next time I'll deliberately aim for doing this before 1 o'clock. Spoilers for what time it is. And you might get to see her. She doesn't usually jump on my bed though, so it might be a bit hard. The web camera isn't pointed, you know, I don't want to point it all the way down. This isn't Twitch. But I don't know, you might see her on, or at least hear her on later ones as we go on. Draconagus left another comment, but this is about the Borderlands thing, so this is the start of good comments. I also realise now that I'm doing my webcam, what's the word? Gestate? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Gesture, yes, but what's the word for overusing your hands like Italian people stereotypically do? I can do that now. I do sometimes do that when I'm talking. Like, if you hear a waft, it's probably my hand going in front of the monitor as I do that. And like when I'm trying to get motivated about what I'm talking about, I realise now it's visible. I can do it with, but I can't really see it, can you? I was just doing that. Nope, can't see that. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm giving the middle finger right now, actually. You just take my word for it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, this comment about the Borderlands thing. I think people aren't watching it because it's in old games. People stopped watching it because Borderlands has been out for a while, same as the Dead Rising 3 ones. Dead Rising 3 was technically out for a long time if you count the Xbone version, but if you count the Steam version, it wasn't actually that long. I agree that there's tentpole events about games, which probably doesn't help in terms of drawing in new people. But my main question was why, like, even the small audience I have now, they didn't really care for it either. I still enjoy all the videos, but can imagine why people wouldn't want to watch them. Yeah, I agree. Let's see, who's next? Ashley Stoneman, who actually left 2 comments, so I shall... yeah, and the second one's actually very important, something I wanted to talk about specifically. Cool to see your dog, that's Maya. Not here today, she's downstairs sleeping off her lunch probably. On a webcam note, I'm not that bothered if you do or don't. Well, I am, to give it a go. It may be good for you to boost your confidence in front of a camera. Just doing voiceover for video is a fantastic way of boosting confidence as well. But if you're not comfortable, there we are. It might be more comfortable the more you do it. Yes, everything you do, like commentating over gameplay as well. The more you do it, the better you are at it. Watch my top 5 best and worst from 2012 compared to the one I did for, I was going to say this year, but no, it's 2015 now, for 2014, and you will see a massive difference, not just in the audio quality, but in the confidence, I think. Maybe. Or just one of the very first videos I used my mic on. I was petrified back then. But then, pretty nice how it is. Then you said, I haven't seen any of those Borderlands videos in my newsfeed. If they're as good as they sound, I'll check them out. So this is the thing I wanted to talk about specifically. There's a video by Game Theorists, I think, popular YouTube channel going around, and in an example of good SEO, they called it, I think, Yes, PewDiePie, YouTube is broken. And they used his channel as an example of burn, I think they were referring to it as. I've heard lots of people talking about it. It's that if you upload lots of videos and no one watches them, you are even less likely to appear in their feed. So technically what you want to do is just do a few videos, but make sure they get views. And you can't really predict that for a start, but it kind of sucks that it's so easy to just fall off of people's activity feeds, so you don't even get told when you update, or upload rather, a video. And this is a perfect example. This is a person who was watching my videos and had no idea there was a series because they hadn't seen it in their feed at all. And it can't really be because I uploaded too many videos, because 2 a day, not really. I subscribe to a few people who do 2, 3, 4 videos per day, sometimes even more than that, and I see all those videos in that feed presumably because I watch most of them. Admittedly, I don't watch all of them though, and yet that still doesn't seem to have made them disappear from my feed. Maybe that particular series only. But it's a problem that you can't really do anything about. It's YouTube's activity feed I can't say that word. Algorithm, there's the word. It's going to be harder to edit that stuff out. Not that I usually edit Let's Chats anyway, but if I really struggle to think of a word, I'll usually just do a quick edit. Can't do that now. You get to see me struggle to find my words. But yeah, that was a thing. Hopefully that video will help them take a look at how it works and do something about it, because I think something that's definitely working against me that I can't do anything about is that people aren't being told when I upload a video, so it's like it's dead before it gets a chance to live, in a manner of speaking. Anyway, moving on. Kentic, we have Boxing Day in Canada as well. Not sure what the hell it is other than a good day to go shopping. As for webcam, don't matter to me. I normally just push play and listen. That's still fine as well, you don't need to see me talk. As for Borderlands, I was watching but stopped because I find FPS boring. Yeah, we'll go back to that topic in a second after I get to another question about it. or comment about it. Jason Anino, the day after Christmas in America is called Stay the Hell Away from the stores because every jackass is returning their gifts and no one wants to wait in line to do it. So in other words, America doesn't have Boxing Day, but Canada does. I guess that's not a surprise since they have European influences and whatnot. France has Boxing Day as well. Kuno-K, webcam or not, I think some sort of presentation would be good. Presentation. Even a PowerPoint presentation, I haven't used that since college. Showing points you talk about, in other words moving stuff so that there's something more interesting to look at than the still backdrop I used before, and occasionally videos of Maya. Question of the week. If you had the skills to hack a big name company server and get paid like £10 million, would you do it? No, I would not. Because I have good ethics. And remember that when things start to go wrong in my This War of Mine series, because they are going to go wrong. And I feel really bad about it. It's putting me off going back to the save file actually. DRC97. Won't be fussed about the webcamera thing. Maya Master Race Dog. I got some cool stuff. Green apple, red apple. Is this related? I got some cool stuff, comma, green apple, comma, red apple or chocolate reference. I don't get the reference. If you're asking me whether I prefer green apples or red apples, I prefer red. If I had to choose between all three, green, red or chocolate, I'd probably pick a chocolate coated red apple. Also, who would win with Shinigami Flik or Dark Souls Flik? Where's Shinigami Flik from? Like Rebirth? Let's go with Dark Souls Flik. Liam Ferris, I had pizza for Christmas. I think meatballs might be a little bit better, but I'm not sure. Now here's a good comment with good feedback about Borderlands, and this will relate back to the person saying before that they just found FPS games boring. So, Stacey Jackson, I don't like how Borderlands plays, in comment. At least how it seems from watching it. Bullet sponges. I can't really say why it's developed into me disliking the franchise in general. Warframe is better for me, I can enjoy the banter. Now that's interesting because I think the Borderlands videos has good banter as well. And I thought that would be enough of a draw even if the game wasn't to particular taste, but what I'm getting here from feedback is that FPS games are just so tedious to watch that it doesn't matter if the banter is fun or not, so it kind of trails off. That's what I'm getting from the feedback here. It's also especially interesting that you mentioned Warframe because I'm recording this on the day where the first episode of I don't even know if I want to call it a series, but I've been playing a lot of Warframe with CR and Good Rory, so I just started hitting record every so often and just recording in hour chunks, and I'm just going to upload them and see what happens. It's a no effort series, so I'll be kind of sad if it proves more popular than say something like Rebirth, which does take a little bit of effort, you know, talking endlessly by yourself for an hour each time. But I'll be really interested if that does better than Borderlands, because I think both have equal amounts of quite fun banter. So we'll see. Obviously, if you're a Warframe fan, it'll probably be biased. Of course, you'll watch that. But anyway, I'm curious to see how people will react to it. And by the time you hear this, you will already have seen at least the first episode, maybe the second. I think I uploaded that yesterday, and it's scheduled for the 5th, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, moving on. Then you said Warframe doesn't really deserve all the hate you give it. I just give the PS4 version the hate, and it wasn't a huge amount of hate. I just thought that the mod tables had been differed in the PS4 version. The tile sets were not as varied, and there wasn't as much to do, and the tutorial was bad. The PC version has a more up-to-date tutorial that's actually quite fun. It has the Arcwing stuff, which is fun, and I really hope to build on it because it's a little bad right now balance-wise, but it's got a lot of promise. And there's a bunch more weapons and stuff in the PC version as well, so it's just the PS4 version. I shouldn't have played that for my Let's Look At. I should have trusted going back to the PC version where I'd already had some experience, but I wanted an excuse to use my PS4 for something because it's sitting over there doing bugger all. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I'm deliberately trying to play it a lot so I get sick of it again, to be honest, because I don't want it eating into my time. But if the videos of it prove popular, it at least gives me an excuse to carry on playing it. Anyway, he says also that he is mastery level 16 in Warframe, did grind for a while, now I don't play it for more than a few hours at a time, mainly sticking to the events. Play it too much just degrades the fun. That's what I'm hoping on. Right, so then... Oh yeah, I didn't actually see there was a read more button. So I tried watching your Borderlands playthrough. I don't approve of cat hate. I have had 4 cats and 4 dogs in my family so far. Each one has been an individual. Saying I don't like cats and insinuating they are better off dead is spreading hate and ignorance. You do realise it's a joke most of the time, right? Having said that, I don't expect a request that you change your opinion, although I do dislike all cats. I just wanted to express my feelings. I would not euthanize all cats just because I dislike them. Paul Boner, next question. We don't have a Boxing Day in the US, so there's... Well, this is actually a massively long comment, I didn't realise. We always cleaned up after unwrapping the presents. Maya is adorable. Yes, you got her name right. I don't watch Borderlands because it's kind of dull to watch and play, though enjoyable with friends. Yeah, that's true. I was kind of done with it after Borderlands 2. I think Facecam would be an interesting change, although I just realised with all these big comments it's going to be me staring like down instead of up here, but that's kind of what we do here. We do questions and answers. I wouldn't mind. As far as trends on YouTube go, I can think of a very few I watch who don't use it often. Maybe 4 out of 5 of the 30 people I follow. People do want to see you and connect with you. Yeah, that's true. Same on Twitch, really, which is why people webcam on Twitch. I mean, sometimes. It is priceless to see a person's face as they react to things or just talk and laugh. You say that, but what about when you've got a neutral face like this? In the end, I watch most of your videos because I enjoy your opinion and gameplay. You play games I do not have access to, so I get to experience different things that way. That's fair enough. As far as games go, I think it would help not only to play many various games and genres, but also play the AAA releases as soon as they came out. That's very difficult. Even though I often get review copies, it's still difficult because the American preview copies go out before the UK because the UK has a later release date. There's very rare situations where that's not the case. Dark Souls 2 was one of those where I got it even earlier than the American reviewers, I believe, and had the time to have a lot of episodes up and ready for when the embargo lifted. That doesn't happen most of the time, sadly. Anyway, where did I leave off? Also, I really enjoy your Look At series. I understand you want to be positive and shoo. You wrote shoo instead of show. Show only the best, but maybe do less desirable ones from time to time. Be creative and try to stay as positive as you can. I don't really want to turn it into a series where I take the piss out of a game for half an hour or just say here's a really bad game you shouldn't buy. It's not really down to me whether you buy a game or not. I'm putting stuff on display that either I like or I think my audience will like. Maybe I could do bad games now and then, but I get so many and so many of them are... Well, I don't mean to pick on the indie developers, but I'm going to read out the description for one I got for a second time, just on New Year's Eve. The pitch is a high on pot head cricket. It's a game about a cricket who is high on pot. Does that sound like the kind of game I would enjoy? No. And it does kind of bug me sometimes where... Perfect example, I got an email from an indie developer, again I can't remember what the game was anyway, but they said, "Hi there, I really enjoy your..." I think it was, it was Scribblenauts Unlimited. "I really enjoy your Scribblenauts Unlimited playthrough and I think this will fit with your channel." Well, for one... Oh, I can actually do this. For one, the game had nothing to do with anything that's similar to Scribblenauts Unlimited. 2, it was when only the first part was posted, and that was my first time ever covering it or talking about it. Plus, 3, it was for patrons, so only the first part was visible, and that was it. So in other words, they were lying. They were doing what the people who try and pitch you to get you to join networks do. They look at your channel and say, "I really enjoy your content, I really enjoy," and then they'll read out the name of one of your recent videos pretending that they've watched it. And if you think they don't do that, I have 3 or 4 PMs on YouTube from different recruiters from the same network, all using the same script. So yes, they are using scripts like, proper salespeople in phone rooms do. Call centers, that was the word I was looking for. I blanked on it. But anyway, did I finish your comment? Last but not least, the Let's Look At series that you do enjoy, you never follow up. That's not true. I do sometimes. That's kind of also why I did the Hour Of series. I keep meaning to go back to certain games. Like, I really want to do an hour of... What was it called? Hand of Fate. I really want to do that. I just haven't been finding the time between the lead up to Christmas. I took a couple of days off at Christmas. I took New Year's Eve and New Year's off. So I'm back now, so I'm hoping to get it done soon. So yeah, I am going to try and do more coverage. If I play something that's finished, there's a high chance of doing a playthrough, but if it's something that's in progress, I usually prefer to wait until it's done. Anyway, sorry for the novel, I enjoy your content, keep up the great work, Happy New Year. Thank you. Thumb, you're coming up. That was me clicking it right there. With the... No, you won't see the mouse. Anyway. few more comments here. How long have we been going for here? Oh, just coming up in 20 minutes. That's actually not bad. Anyway, Devil's Advocate. Facecam, I'm not personally bothered about Facecam, but it might matter to newer subs. Yeah, it might do. I'm not entirely happy about that mattering, but it might. People are more likely to watch something that has more effort put into it. I spend a lot of time on those graphics. I don't really. One of my other New Year's resolutions was to try and not make more of an effort with thumbnails and stuff like that, but learn to make them better, because I am putting effort in, it's just I'm really bad at graphic design. So I'm trying to do them better. Borderlands, I found also I need to stop playing with Rory, so he's got me talking in his accent. It's Borderlands, not Borderlands. I found the game boring, so I stopped watching. I prefer to see games from you that require more thought. That is fair enough. I would say games like This War of Mine then probably require more thought. Or strategy games like XCOM probably did as well. As far as new series, you recently looked at the new Dungeon Defenders. I am interested in trying that once it's a bit further along. Something multiplayer would be good. Well, Warframe is multiplayer, so that might work. I've watched the channels of some of my favourite YouTubers grow in spades when they focus more on multiplayer and collaboration. Collaboration is definitely, it's essentially the only thing outside of blind luck that will get you anywhere these days. Now, in my circle of friends and people I communicate with on a regular basis, I have the largest channel. So it's not like I can just go to someone who has a bigger channel and say, hey, do you want to do a collaboration thing? I don't know anyone with a bigger channel than me, at least not that I would call a friend, otherwise it would just be me leeching off someone's popularity, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I agree that collaboration is definitely what will work, definitely. It's just getting the chance. Not saying that you should just focus less, just that silly collabs are fun and easy to watch. Yes, they are, I agree. Terravolt with another comment. Oh, and a big question. I wouldn't mind seeing your face, it adds more personality, but then you can't lie about being half dressed with a bed head when you record. I actually combed my hair just before recording this, and it still doesn't look very nice. So yes, I did have bed head. Well, actually it's because I had the hood up because it's freezing today. Borderlands. It's one of those games where most of the fun is in the playing. Yeah, that seems to be another kind of message coming through. Just because the game is really fun to play doesn't mean it's really fun to watch, even if you're bantering with friends, it seems. Also, I think you do best alone, or with one person, rather than in a group. That's interesting. If the game has some form of gambling, you seem to do okay with others. Aha. But they can mock your bad luck and get all the cool stuff, that's true. New series, sadly I can't offer anything. All that comes to mind is old and Nintendo. I want you to play Pokemon Colosseum. I never played any of those Pokemon Colosseum games. Using the PhD you bought in a discount store, you find a super pill patent pending. You can either eat it and become Captain Mongoose, Defender of Crime, with a hood up like this, so no one can see my face, like that. And then my hair will be, messed up. Or I could feed it to Maya to make her Maya the Wonder Dog level 2. I would give it to Maya. That's what I would do. Reaper, I'm just going to say Reaper because that's his name. I know him from Monster Hunter more so than the comments. Maya's awesome. Also, thanks for explaining that question I wrote, the one where he was really tired and or just filled up on energy drinks. Surprised I messed up that question so badly, but hey, 4 out of 5 being readable is pretty good. A webcam will give us some more of your interaction. I will post questions later. Oh god, and he did. First though, Daniel Na. Oh, I thought Boxing Day had something to do with punching people. It can do, depending on how much you hate your family. Now I'm disappointed. Bad internet, good CP. I live in Korea. Amazing internet, but crap PC. Half a decade old, still usable, but not good. I feel, well, would I rather have a bad PC or a bad connection? I think I'd rather have the bad connection, to be honest. Anyway, so here's Reaper's questions. What is the process you go through to pick a game to make a series on? Let's do a visual gag. I'm playing it. That's not true. I don't flip a coin. I can't remember why that coin's there, but it's there for a specific reason. And it's also, actually, can I show you this? How will this? Is that going to zoom in? Is it? No. Come on, focus on it, damn it. There we go. That's Casey Jones, and on the other side is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saying Cowabunga. That is from a collection from the late 90s, I believe. That's the only that fell out of the wherever I've got the other ones kept, and I left that there for a reason, and I can't remember why. But either way, I've got a load of random crap on the desk in front of me here. What is the process I go through? If I enjoy it, and if I think my viewers will enjoy it. I thought my viewers would enjoy Dead Rising 3, so I did that. I thought they would enjoy XCOM, and I did that, and I really enjoyed both those games. I thought they would enjoy Borderlands, and then I kind of shot myself in the foot, and that's always the danger. You start a new series, and you don't really want to stop without finishing it for the audience, no matter how small, they want to see the whole thing. But then you kind of have to force yourself because it's not the most popular thing you do. Like right now, the most popular thing I'm doing is most definitely Rebirth. But I do have other ongoing things, and they have audiences as well, and I want to try and have variety. So it's really hard, and I can't say with certainty that I get it right, because I always have at least one series that does really badly. So at the end of the day, you just kind of have to tell yourself there's always a chance you're going to get it right, there's always a chance you're going to get it wrong. Just do whatever you want. And that's the advice you always get from everybody. Don't worry too much about whether something's going to be popular or not. Granted, if you're trying to do this for a living, you kind of have to worry about it a bit more than a normal person doing it for a hobby. On that subject as well, we're now into January. February is the worst earning times for YouTube for ad money, because everyone blows it on the way up for Christmas. So think of your content creators, especially in these trying times. Don't use ad block, especially during these months, please. I wasn't saying that to Reaper specifically, by the way, I was saying it to everybody in general. There was a very annoying comment/post on our Let's Play just before I started recording this, where someone who makes videos, they are a Let's Player, whatever, and they were posting comments saying, hey other Let's Players, can you not put ads on the end of your videos, because it makes me not want to watch them, so I'm going to have to use ad block. And all the comments are just like, you realise how stupid you make yourself sound, right? I mean, remember you saying this when you try and make a real go of YouTube. Just remember you said that, and see how far you get. Anyway, can we get more videos of Maya being awesome? Anytime she happens to come upstairs, I can try and get her to hop on the bed behind me. I think I might have some more randomly saved on my phone that I can splice in now and then, yeah. What is the scariest game you have played, or the most disturbing? I haven't really played that many scary games, to be honest. I guess the scariest game would be Outlast, I guess. I didn't even play a lot of that, I played an hour of it. Although it did interest me enough that I wish it didn't rely on jump scares, because I would like to play more of it, but I don't like jump scares. I haven't really played any super scary games. I haven't played any of the stereotypical ones people would mention, like Slender, I guess. The kind of things CR's brother plays. I haven't played much of that stuff. So I'm not sure. The most disturbing game I've ever played, one of the Silent Hills, maybe? Nah, that's a stretch though. Anyway, we're on to the last comment, and we've been going on for ages here after I was expecting this to be like 15 minutes. Nanosphere 05, I like without the web camera, whoops, because I can start it and continue doing what I was doing. Well, you can still do that, you don't need to see me talking, I'm still talking. Does that make sense? Yeah, that made sense. It's Boxing Day here in Down Underland too. When TB does this sort of thing, he usually has video game footage and notes like you said. Oh right, so that there's something visual going on while he's talking about something, right, I get it. In XCOM, it's more about your thoughts and tactics, and then how things can go bad. Yeah, I agree with that. For whether you should do a Let's Play, you can look at Jesse Cox if you like them. Him, you mean. They did Beyond Two Souls, which is a slightly interactive movie, but they played the ghost's conscience and just commenting on their actions. So that's setting up a bit, and I don't have anything against people who script their content, but I don't like that kind of thing. I prefer to be natural, whether it, if the humour pays off or not, at least I can say it was natural humour. So I think that you're describing what I think sounds like scripted content, which is fine. I used to write scripts for machinima type stuff, so I would be able to do it. It's just I don't feel like... You also have to be a fairly good actor, I think, to do scripted humour and make it sound... Well, there's Maya's cameo for the day. Genuine, I can't really do that either. And I hate that I often gesture with my left hand, and that's just out of shot. If I did it with my right, there we go, yeah, but I'm left-handed, so I'm inclined to use this hand. Also, that might be someone coming to the door, so let's very quickly wrap this up. Would it be possible for you to process the video into MP4 and upload it like that? I do MP4s. Why did you think I didn't? Is YouTube lying? I always rendered into MP4s. MP4, 60 frames, 720p, because I'll do 1080 once my internet gets upgraded. But yeah, I do MP4s. Or wait, no, you mean MP3s maybe, just to listen. You are the second person to ask that. I did look into something that Dragon Ack has pointed me to. I don't think it's necessary. I think maybe the YouTube app lets you just play audio. I might be confusing that with the Twitch one, I can't remember. But that could be an option if you just wanted to listen. And you ended on, how am I spending New Year's? Listening to your lovely voice. Thank you. And with that, that's going to conclude this week's Let's Chat. The first one with the webcam, maybe not the last. I don't know, it depends how self-conscious I get, I suppose. And maybe we'll have something better to talk about next time. There will be Patreon shoutouts then, as well as all the other stuff. And anyway, I shall see you next time, and now I'm going to look over to this monitor to press the stop button. Ta-ta for now.